I looked at Noor and we choked. No, we actually choked.
I didn't even know how to bring up the topic of money to the client that I was working with. It was just so awkward and confusing, and like I wanted to just get sucked into the ground.
Okay, the very rare occurrence when we went to a restaurant one time
with our friends. The bill came.
No, me and Noor choked.
How much was it?
It was £250.
No, each. 84 each?
I can't remember, but the final bill.
83.5.
The final.
I don't remember. You remember.
The funniest part is you're probably exactly right.
I think it was 83.5. Well, the thing is, they told us before we went to London.
They said it's a nice place. We thought Nando's was a nice place.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to a nice place. Keep in mind, this whole time that I've been in uni, this was the end of first year, I've been in Loughborough, a tiny cute little town. A nice meal is Pizza Express, £30. £30 is if I'm paying for two people. You know, I'm thinking nice meal, 30, 35 British pounds. Like, I kid not more
I
than
looked
that.
at Noor and we choked. No, we actually choked.
Yeah. And like, I don't think this food has healing properties. But you know what's crazy? I feel like they numbed us to this. They were preparing us for our year in London because that was the first of many times.
No, it wasn't the first of many times of those dinners. That's not true. We had £30 dinners. That's how much. We would not spend £80 when we would go out for meals.
No, but
only on birthdays, on people's birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
For occasions, I don't mind. Okay, like for the people that we love's birthday, like it's actually a nice thing, you know, like to go out and have a nice meal.
And I'm actually not stingy with people.
Yeah.
Like, for other people, I don't care, but I think because it's like, oh, like it's a nice thing for them. But I think I'm more quote unquote stingy or careful with myself than other people.
But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like me personally, and this is no judgment, like people can live their lives the way that they want. However, I feel like to pay that much for a meal when it's not an occasion is just something personally for me I would not want to do, and I would actually feel very guilty to do, because I know people, my family in Syria, like it feels for me like I'm doing something morally wrong by doing that.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Because I know people that I'm close to that are in situations maybe they can't even get money. Do you know what I'm saying?
But see, I agree. I don't think it should be a regular to pay that much on a meal. But sometimes when I look at it as the whole experience. So like you said, if it's someone's birthday, it's like we're paying for the whole experience. It's probably such a privileged thing to say to some. Yeah. And maybe such a cheap thing to say to some. Like it's very subjective with money, isn't it?
It's a very relative thing, yeah.
I had this ages ago, like in the summer, like an interview with an office in Dubai, remember?
Yeah.
And he asked me like, how much money are you expecting? And at that point, at the time I answered, well, I don't know, like just enough to pay rent, and like because I was so awkward, I didn't even know how much money to say, like to live in Dubai, right? And he was like, well, I don't know your lifestyle, like I don't know, you could live off of this, but you could also live off of that.
Yeah.
But I remembered the first time that I did a freelance job, remember the intro animation? It was so awkward to know when to ask, how much to ask. I didn't even know how to bring up the topic of money to the client that I was working with. It was just so awkward and confusing, and like I wanted to just get sucked into the ground.
I think it's even more awkward and confusing for creatives when people can tend to exploit people who are after experience, you know. God knows what the intention behind this client was, Allahu Alam. But I think
but she didn't exploit. She
paid,
yeah,
but
she
would have paid a lot more had she have gone to somebody who wasn't a uni student. She would have.
But I felt
you felt it was worth it. I understand your point of view. You felt it was worth it because it was exposure.
I felt like I was being paid so much.
Yeah.
I almost felt like, is my work worthy of this? You know? And this is a whole other thing, because I felt a bit undeserving.
Yeah.
And you know, there's this whole thing about like the energy that you have around money is how you invite money into your life. So if you think money is the root of all evil and like you're not worth the money that you're receiving, you tend to create a blockage. But apparently some people do these mantras that are like, I am healthy, I am wealthy, and money comes easily. And if you repeat that money is good and you have good intentions towards money, and you kind of repeat to yourself or pray hatta that money comes easily to you and Allah yaftah like the doors of money to come to you, it's different than being like, oh, this is too much money, I feel uncomfortable to ask for it. But like, you need to know your worth, right? And you need to accept the money without guilt.
Yeah.
As creatives, you love what you do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you feel like, oh, like it's fine, like adi, you don't need to pay me, like especially as a starting creative at the time.
I like it anyway.
Yeah, like it's fine, whatever. But it's your job.
Yeah. But I think that does come with learning to value yourself as well. Not just the money, but your own self. And I think it comes with confidence as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hugely.
And experience, I think, in the industry.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we need to not be afraid to ask for what we're worth, you know?
You know, it's crazy because when I got my job offer, when I started working, I didn't even think that I can counter the offer. I just accepted it because I was almost grateful for the opportunity, especially after COVID ala tool, after COVID straight away, that I felt like, oh, I have a job, like I'm just gonna accept the offer.
Yeah.
And because I was hearing what starting salaries are like in Egypt, I was like, okay, this fits in with what I'm hearing. But this was their offer. I could have countered it a little bit, but I was scared that they think, oh, this girl is greedy. But like, we're talking about offers, like that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I was scared that I would have like maybe a bad reputation or something in the company or whatever, that it was just like nerve-wracking for me.
And I think one thing that we need to remember while we're making offers is that they're not going to revoke the offer that they gave you before if you say, no, actually, I want higher. And I did have one instance actually where I said that I wanted to go higher, and they did. They didn't make it higher by much, but they still made it higher. I think, yeah, we need to remember that we're in an offer process and we're a valuable member of their team. Like, even my dad was saying to me, when I got offered a job, he was like, don't think that they're doing you a favor if they offer you this. If they offer you it, that means that you're good and they want you on their team. So don't think that you owe them anything because of it, apart from the work that you're contracted to do.
Yeah.
Which is true.